Yes, folks, I thought Trump's speech the other day regarding the southern border was very compelling indeed, and he gave a lot of facts to back up his claim that there is a major problem on the border. So I'll read out a few of these facts right now. Fact 1. 1 in 3 women are sexually assaulted on the dangerous trek up through Mexico. Fact 2. In the last 3 years, ICE officers made 266,000 arrests of aliens with criminal records. That's 266,000 arrests in 3 years alone. That's astonishing. And fact 3, more Americans will die from drugs this year than were killed during the entire Vietnam War. And that's another astonishing fact. And most of these drugs come through the southern border. So anyway, right now we should go and have a look at, or have a listen to what Nancy and Chuck have to say.
The fact is, on the very first day of this Congress, House Democrats passed Senate Republican legislation to reopen government and fund smart, effective border security solutions. But the president is rejecting these bipartisan bills which would reopen government over his obsession with forcing American taxpayers to waste billions of dollars on an expensive and ineffective wall, a wall he always promised Mexico would pay for.
And they are paying for it through the new trade deal.
The fact is, President Trump has chosen to hold hostage critical services.
No, Trump has not done that. You are holding these people or these services hostage by not funding Trump's wall. You're just being obstructionist. You do not want Trump to have a win. It's that simple.
The health, safety, and well-being of the American people and withhold the paychecks of 800,000 innocent workers across the nation, many of them veterans. He promised to keep government shut down for months or years, no matter whom it hurts. That's just plain wrong. The fact is, we all agree we need to secure our borders.
So why aren't you doing it?
Honoring our values. We can build the infrastructure and roads at our ports of entry. We can install new technology to scan cars and trucks for drugs coming into our nation. We can hire the personnel we need to facilitate trade and immigration at the border. We can fund more innovation to detect unauthorized crossings. The fact is, the women and children at the border are not a security threat.
Where are your facts to back up that claim?
They are a humanitarian challenge, a challenge that President Trump's own cruel and counterproductive policies have only deepened. And the fact is, President Trump must stop holding the American people hostage, must stop manufacturing a crisis.
He is not manufacturing a crisis. That is a lie. That's an outright lie. He has just given fact after fact after fact to back up his claim.
I must reopen the government. Thank you. Leader Schumer?
Thank you, Speaker Pelosi.
He's just like Herman Munster.
My fellow Americans, we address you tonight for one reason only. The President of the United States, having failed to get Mexico to pay for his ineffective, unnecessary border wall,
Blink, Nancy.
unable to convince the Congress or
Please
the American
blink.
people to foot the
Blink,
bill,
oh, a little one.
shut down the government. American
Blink,
democracy
Nancy.
doesn't work that way. We
Blink,
don't govern
Nancy.
by temper
A
tantrum.
little one.
No president should pound the table and demand he gets his way, or else the government
Maybe the plastic surgery stopping her blinking.
shuts down, hurting millions of Americans who are treated as leverage. Tonight, and throughout this debate and throughout his presidency, President Trump has appealed to fear, not facts, division, not unity. Make no mistake, Democrats and the president both want stronger border security. However, we sharply disagree with the president about the most effective way to do it. So, how do we untangle this mess? Well, there's an obvious solution. Separate the shutdown from arguments over border security.
No, Chucky, that's never going to happen. Trump will never fall for that silly little trick of yours. He knows very, very well if that happens, he will never, ever get funding for the border wall. And the American people know that's just an absolute stupid trick, if you like.
There is bipartisan legislation supported by Democrats and Republicans to reopen government while allowing debate over border security to continue. There is no excuse for hurting millions of Americans over a policy difference. Federal workers are about to miss a paycheck. Some families can't get a mortgage to buy a new home. Farmers and small businesses won't get loans they desperately need. Most presidents have used Oval Office addresses for noble purposes. This president just used the backdrop of the Oval Office to manufacture a crisis, stoke fear, and divert attention from the turmoil in his administration. My fellow Americans, there is no challenge so great that our nation cannot rise to meet it. We can reopen the government and continue to work through disagreements over policy.
It's quite clear that Trump is winning this battle, given this speech these two have made.